And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars with another episode of this franchise, and we are really getting down to the end of the regular season here. Postseason's in 11 days, and this is a massive series between the St. Louis Sluggers and the Kansas City Monarchs. These two teams right now fighting for a wildcard spot, and the Monarchs are actually not that far behind of the Arrows in their division. But this four-game series is basically going to decide the fate of these teams. At least St. Louis, they're kind of on the outside looking in right now, and looking at the Kansas City Monarchs schedule, they've been very, very good this second half of the season. I mean, their last 2 months this year have been really, really incredible, and they've got a great schedule coming up. As you see, 87 wins for Indianapolis, so, I mean, they are right in that prime spot, right in that playoff mix right now, and right in the division mix as well. But yeah, for St. Louis, this series is really going to help or hurt their chances of a wildcard spot. They've got to win probably at least 3 of the 4 games in this series between Kansas City. That's kind of what they want to shoot for in this series here. So we've only got a few more regular season episodes left. Here we go into this bowl game with Kyle Hendricks, the starter today for Kansas City. He's had a really, really good season. One of his best seasons of his career since, that 2017 season that he had in real life with the Cubs. 207 innings, 2.52 ERA, a 1.04 whip. Again, a really good season for Kyle Hendricks, one of his best of his career. And here's the Monarchs, 86 and 66, coming in. They're half a game back in the NL Central right now. And they are tied, or they are in the first, or they're in the second wildcard position behind the Atlanta Crusaders, who I think have like 90 wins this season or something. You see there, Edwin Diaz has 50 saves on the season. That's going to be a base hit. And also down there, Brady House snapped an 0-for-27 hitless streak with a 3-hit performance. So, yikes! He didn't get a hit when we saw him in his regular season, in his Major League debut. That's a strikeout of Giancarlo Stanton right there. Filthy pitch inside. And, yeah, he started his career off 0-for-27. But he breaks that, so we're not talking about that streak anymore with him. But Matt Olson, 296 average, 37 homers, and over 900 OPS. He's been so good this season, and that's going to be a ground ball through the right field, or through it into right field. And St. Louis right now, 2 hits in this first inning, and Matt Olson has a 12-game hitting streak right now after that single. There's a strike, and it's Mitch Garver at the plate. His 887 OPS, 28 homers, 84 RBIs for him this year. He's been very good. 1-2 pitch to Garver is a swing and a drive deep to left field, and that ball is gone. 3-run blast by Mitch Garver, his 29th homer this season, and St. Louis is on top 3-0 here in the first. Man, and they know how important this game is to their season here, how important this series is to their season, and Mitch Garver not wanting to start this series off on the wrong foot. 4-12 there on the distance. Crushed that ball down the line and left. Man, 29th homer again for him. As there's a ground ball up the middle. Stopped by the shortstop there. And they're going to go to first to end the top half of the inning. But, man, Kyle Hendricks probably doesn't have a lot of, first inning runs that he gives up this season. But the Sluggers jump on him here early. 3 hits, 3 runs after the top of the first inning is over here in Kansas City. Now, meanwhile, on the mound for the Sluggers is Eduardo Rodriguez, who's having an excellent season as well. 30 starts for him, a 2.89 ERA, 187 innings, and a 1.14 whip with 146 strikeouts. He's been a really key part of this pitching staff for St. Louis, which has not been that bad. It's been a pretty good pitching staff. You got him, as there's Chris Taylor with an over 800 OPS. You got him and Lance Lynn. Those two guys have been very good. Yu Darvish has actually been pretty good for them as well this season. But there's St. Louis, 4.5 games back in the NL Central and 4 games back in the wild card right now. So again, 4 games back in the wild card at 82-70, and right now they're playing a 4-game series with Kansas City. So that's a strikeout of Taylor there. I mean, they're going to get a full game on the Monarchs if they can win here. So a sweep would put them at a tie, but at least 3 out of 4, and only a game back with 7 games left to 7 days left of the season. So yeah, I mean, St. Louis can make up a lot of ground today. And in this series, oh my goodness, what a play right there by the right fielder. Wow, diving catch here made, I believe that's Adam Duvall. Yes, it is in right field. That's crazy. 18 miles an hour on the top speed. And, I mean, you can't have a better route efficiency than a 100%. Wow, what a diving play. Not known for his defense necessarily, but Yordan Alvarez comes up to the plate, and he's been incredible. 288 average, 928 OPS, 38 bombs, and 105 RBIs. That leads the team that's one of the top RBI leaders in baseball right now. And, I mean, no surprise, he's one of the best hitters in the league, and he's having a ridiculous start to his, or a ridiculous season here. Not start, we're almost over with the season now, but that's a ball. So walk will bring up Jose Abreu, who does not go on that pitch. 244 average, 27 homers, and 77 RBIs. Was an all-star this year, as you remember. 759 OPS. There's a swing and a miss, though, on a fastball high in the zone. And Rodriguez gets a strikeout to end the bottom of the first. So we go to the top half, 2 down in the inning, and there's a ground ball for strike 1 to Adam Duvall. 0 for 1 in this game. 0-2 count now, and Duvall is going to swing and miss at a curve in the dirt. That was a great pitch right there by Colin Hendricks. And so works around a hit in that second inning, or a couple of hits actually by the Sluggers. Middle of the second, still 3-0. Now 2 down in this inning. Here's Alex Dickerson. 248 average, 716 OPS, 76 RBIs, and 23 home runs for him. A career high, actually, in ribbies for him this season, as he's been alright. A decent hitter here for the Monarchs. And he's going to fly this ball into deep right field. At the wall is Duvall, and that ball is going to get over the wall. It's a home run. Alex Dickerson with a blast to right. That's his 24th this season, and it's a 3-1 game now in the second. So Dickerson with a big swing right there, down the line, the opposite, or not, maybe not the opposite way, but the opposite corner of the field, where as to where Mitch Garver hit his home run. As there's a swing and a miss, as Trent Grisham there strikes out. But Alex Dickerson, that's a big swing, gets Kansas City on the board here in the second inning. And an interesting start to this one. We got a 3-run game as we go to the third. One more look again at that home run by Alex Dickerson. So here is Brian Anderson at the plate. And he's 1 for 1 today, a single in his first at-bat. And the first pitch here to him from Hendricks is a swing, a drive down the line, and it is just going to go foul. Man, 7 feet off of the pole there, nearly a home run. And then he's going to deliver a ball here that actually does fall in for a single. So he does make something out of that at-bat here, at least with a base hit. 2-2 count to Stan, and Giancarlo Stanton is again going to swing and miss. Stan is, batting over 300, having an incredible year, but a couple of strikeouts early on in this game for him. Now 1 down. Here's Matt Olson. Matt Olson's going to send a ball out in the center, and that one falls in front of the center fielder. I believe that's Chris Taylor out there in center for Kansas City. But a couple of hits now for him on the day. That ball is going to get through past the diving third baseman, and it's going to score a run. Bobby Witt cannot get that ball, and Matt Olson here with an RBI, or that's Mitch Garver again, excuse me. Mitch Garver with an RBI single. He's got 4 ribbies now for St. Louis. 4-1 game. There's strike 2 to Julio Rodriguez, who is 0 for 1 today. He's going to win Rookie of the Year pretty much unanimously this season. But there's a swing and a miss. There at a sinker. That was a beautiful pitch by Hendricks, who's definitely struggled so far in this game. Bases loaded now. That ball is swung on and missed in the dirt. They're going to go to first, and that'll end the 4th inning, or the 3rd inning, actually. I think we're still in the 3rd inning. But Mitch Garver, 3-run homer and an RBI single. He's got 89 RBIs on the I think on the season now. And the Sluggers here, 3-run advantage. As we go to the top of the 4th, Michael Chavis at the plate, and he's going to swing and miss, very similar to what we just saw to end the 3rd inning there. A strikeout to begin the 4th for Kyle Hendricks, who, yeah, definitely has struggled, giving up some big hits in this game already, trying to make the most out of his start so far today, and that is going to be a double play. So he will at least get through this 4th inning without giving up anything here. Kyle Farmer at the dish for the Monarchs here. He's 1 for 1 in this game. Not really a usual starter for them. And he is going to swing and miss there at a pitch outside. And Rodriguez here, 4 really good innings so far. Only has allowed 3 hits and a run. And 4 strikeouts, I think, for him now. But that was a good pitch there to Farmer. Could not handle it. So we go to the 5th, and Cheer Stan again. 305 average for him this season, a 913 OPS, 30 homers, and 70 RBIs. I mean, 73 ribbies, so definitely having a good year. There's a fly ball. It's pretty deep out to center, and it is caught. Wow, ranging up against the wall there is the center fielder. And is that just, okay, that's Trent Grisham out there. Chris Taylor must be this team's right fielder then. As Grisham makes that play at the wall, now Mitch Garver again. And this time a stop by Kyle Farmer at short. Whoa, what a play there. And Kyle Farmer flashing the leather here at shortstop. One more look at this diving stop. Man, that was brilliant right there. Halfway home in the game, it's still 4-1. We go bottom 5. And there's a ball grounded, and it's not picked up properly, and safe is the hitter. That's going to be an error on Olympus Diaz, their shortstop here. And, yeah, that was a pitch. That was a play really easily made. It should have been, at least. It was a ground ball. It was basically right to him here. Nothing really complicated about that play. And now it's Trent Grisham. As Grisham is going to swing and crush this 1-0 pitch into right field. That one's a no-doubter, and it's a home run for Trent Grisham. No, not a lot of playing time for him necessarily this year, and it's only his 7th of the season, but that's a big one. It makes it a 1-run game here in the 5th inning. Big-time swing by Grisham, who knew it immediately. Let's take another look at this swing here. Wow, that was crushed. High, arcing drive. And really similar spot kind of to where the first home run of this game for the Monarchs was hit. But again, another look at that swing. Beautiful right there. As there's a swing and a miss. That'll end the 5th inning as Chris Taylor cannot catch up to it. But Trent Grisham making this game closer here. I mean, the Monarchs offense not going to go away really, as they have just had an excellent offense, especially this second half again. They are really playing very well. And 5 innings is going to be all that Kyle Hendricks will pitch tonight. And he did okay. You know, gave up 4 runs and I think 8 or 9 hits. But here's Cole Irvin, 23 games, 108 innings for him. It's been alright, a 4.42 ERA. Definitely would like to see that lower. But he'll come in here. We're in the bottom of the 6th now. He went through the 6th inning, 1, 2, 3 without much happening. As that's ball 3, Alvarez is on deck. Definitely don't want to walk Brandon Nimmo here. 0 for 2 on the game so far. And that is strike 3 at the top of the zone there. Good fastball by Rodriguez. Kind of caught him looking. Now, Jose Abreu at the dish. And Jose Abreu, a strikeout so far today. I think he's looking silly right there on that cutter way outside. Not a good pitch. 68 pitches now, 69th for Rodriguez here. And it's a swing and a drive way back to left field. And Jose Abreu has tied the game. Big swing from Abreu. His 28th homer this season. And it is 4-4 in the 6th. Man, what a swing here. And Abreu knew it immediately, tossing his bat aside. 365 there to left center. Man, that was crushed. And, man, just like that, the Kansas City Monarchs have made their comeback in this game, as that's going to be a catch made by Harrison Bader, I believe is his team center fielder there, to end the 6th inning. But, man, the 5th hit of the game, Abreu's 28th bomb of the year, has set this game up tied as we go into the 7th in the late innings. And again, not really surprised that we're going to get a good and close game between these two playoff looking, or these two teams looking for that playoff spot. Michael Chavis at the dish here, and when the 7th inning, Cole Irvin gets him to swing at that changeup way outside there. Now 1-2 is a swing and a miss way late on a fastball. Out number 1, we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th, and here's Joe Ryan. Now, 27 innings, that's a pretty good sample, and, yeah, 6.18 ERA. Yeah, that's not great. Those are not good numbers for you. 15 walks already for him. But, with a tie game, let's see what he does against Alex Dickerson here. That's a curveball that drops in there for strike 3. And I kind of wait to pass judgment until the player actually does something again in this franchise, because I've said that, I don't really think that they should have brought this pitcher in, and then he comes in and he does the job well. And, Joe Ryan, maybe not the guy I would have put in a tie game in this situation, but he gets through the 7th cleanly. We're in the 8th. Cole Irvin is still on the mound here, and he's going to give up a ground ball here, and Matt Olson is going to reach again. It's his 3rd hit of the day, and that average creeping to nearly 300 now on the season. He has had an excellent second half. But Robbie Grossman is going to come in actually as a pinch runner here. And, in the 8th inning, yeah, 31 speed from Matt Olson's not great, but a pickoff move by Cole Irvin. Oh, man, that was beautiful, and it worked to perfection as Robbie Grossman is gunned down at second base. Man, what a play by Cole Irvin now. 2 down in the 8th inning. And Mitch Garver at the dish. He's 2 for 3. Had a big day so far. He is going to swing and miss at a four-seam fastball. Big strikeout, and Cole Irvin working some magic a little there in the 8th inning to get out of it. Man, bottom of the 8th, still tied at 4. Here's Austin Nola. 3-0. He's swinging a green light, and that is going to be a base hit. So Austin Nola gets a single here on a 3-0 count. Alright, that's the go-ahead run. Now it's Chris Taylor. He's 1 for 3 today, and he's going to take ball 4. So Joe Ryan, a hit and a walk here. How long do you keep him going? It's Brandon Nimmo, 0 for 3 in the game. They're still pitching him here. 1-2 is a ground ball, but it's right back to Joe Ryan, who only goes to first. Now, I get it, you want to get the sure out, but it probably that had a double play possibility written on it. But that's going to be it for Joe Ryan here, and I think this is a smarter move. You go to David Price, a guy, used to be a starter. Actually, this is the first time that we've ever seen him this season. 132 innings, and he's been pretty good, with 4.08 ERA, nearly 100 strikeouts. Now, we'll take that from a, 37-year-old long relief pitcher. I think he's like 36 or 37 in this franchise, as that's a stop by the third baseman. Oh, man, what a play. Wow, a potential game-saving play right there by, I believe that's Brian Anderson at third base for them. Wow, yes it is, and man, that was crazy on the ground, and he made sure that that guy at third base was not going anywhere, and kind of throws it off balance, but it was a perfect throw, basically. Wow, that was huge. That's ball 1 to Jose Abreu, who's had a big home run earlier back in the 6th inning, of course. And after that ball, they're just going to intentionally walk him. I think that's probably the smart move. You want to keep the, force at any base. Not sure why they even pitched to him in the first place, but either way, he gets a Kyle Farmer now, who's, 1 for 3 in this game, and he only has batted .201 this season with runners in scoring position, so this is definitely the better matchup. But here's the pitch, ground ball, and it's right to short. They're gonna go the short way. They're gonna get out of the inning. David Price gets the 2 outs that he's looking for in the 8th. Wow, what a big 0 by St. Louis right there. We're gonna go to the 9th now, tied at 4. Here's Julio Rodriguez, 0 for 3. He is gonna get a base hit in the right field. So Julio gets on for his first hit of the night here today. And now he's the go-ahead run, and there's a bunt laid down, and it is going to work. They're going to go to second base, and that is a huge mistake right there. That was a really good, well-laid-down bunt, and yeah, that's not the place. You can't go there right there. That's a huge mistake by, I believe, Jose Abreu, who's his team's first baseman, right? So, man, now 2 on, nobody out. There's a line drive, and it's over the glove of Bobby Witt at third base. Here comes the runner to score, and St. Louis is going to take the lead here in the 9th. Harrison Bader with a monster single there on a sinker pretty much down the middle. At the knees. Big time swing as the Sluggers take a 5-4 lead. There's a strikeout. Another one here, Robbie Grossman, I believe. And, Robbie Grossman struck out at least twice, maybe 3 times today. But, wow, Harrison Bader, a monster single. That was clutch. As you see the pitch sequence there, a couple of fastballs, a cutter as well in that at-bat. Now, Adam Duvall is going to swing at that circle change. And, again, Cole Irvin is still pitching here, so this is almost a start for him. He's pitched like 4 or 5. I think this is like his 5th inning of relief. Release his 4th. As Brian Anderson, he's going to ground it over to second. And they will get out of the 9th inning here, but disaster as Harrison Bader gets a monster hit, and the Sluggers are going to go to the 9th inning with a 5-4 lead, looking for a monster win, which would be their 83rd of the season here. And let's see, their closer, Ryan Tepera, is going to be brought to the mound for them, and he's been excellent. 46 of 54 saves, so that's 6 blown there. That's 8 blown saves, which is kind of a lot. But in 50 innings, a 2.49 ERA, 50 strikeouts to 25 walks, and those averages against really good. So I don't know why he has so many blown saves. He has been really, really, really good this season for St. Louis. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bobby Witt Jr. cannot catch up, and that was a fastball, I believe. We're going to see the pitch sequence here. Started off with a couple of sliders, and then, went to that 4-seamer at a high pitch. Classic pitch sequence right there by Tepera. 1 out, Alex Dickerson up, and Alex Dickerson is now going to swing and miss at a 2-seamer. 92 is not exceptionally fast by any means, but when you got stuff like Tepera does, it is plenty fast enough to blow it by these hitters here. And, Dickerson way late there. So now Trent Grisham, and Grisham is going to fly it deep into the outfield there, into the gap, and that ball is down and off the wall. Trent Grisham is going to have himself a double. So he's had a couple extra base hits tonight, his 14th double of the season. The tying run is in scoring position, so clearly the game not over yet. You see that swing, and that ball driven into the gap here by Grisham. Good slide as well. Now Austin Nola at the dish. 0-2 count. It's a swing and a miss. Fastball at 94. Ryan Tepera gets 3 strikeouts in the 9th. And the Sluggers get a monster win here in Kansas City against the Monarchs. They're 83rd this year, and they are now 3 games within a wild card spot. That was a big win for them, of course. Every win is huge at this spot in the season. but a great game. I mean, 5-4 final. And it came down to the last inning here. The Sluggers scoring that run in the 9th inning. There's the final strikeout. David Price gets the win out of the bullpen for his .2 innings of work. And yeah, Mitch Garver, definitely player of the game. Went 2 for 4 with 4 ribbies. The loss goes to Cole Irvin. Pitched 4 innings, which is a lot there. And only gave up 1 run, but it was the run in the 9th. So you give up that run and you're going to get slapped with the loss. Matt Olson was 3 for 4. Brian Anderson had a few hits as well. But yeah, Garver with 88 RBIs now. Harrison Bader has 52 of them. And Rodriguez, pretty decent numbers for him. 6 innings, 5 runs, or 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 6 strikeouts. The bullpen, really good actually. Didn't give up a run at all. And Supera, 47 saves now on the season here, as you get to see those bullpen ERAs. And then for Kansas City, Abreu, 28th home run. Grisham had his 7th. Dickerson had his 24th. And you see the RBI totals there. Kyle Hendricks, 5 innings, 8 hits, which is a lot. 4 runs for him, 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. Not an amazing, not an awful performance necessarily. And then Irvin, 4 innings, only 1 run again given up for him. That's going to be the end of that game, and now we go to some injury news, and this is a big, big injury update. Austin Meadows sustains an injury, a shoulder separation for the Vandals, and he is done for the rest of the regular season and for a playoff push if the Vandals get that far. Vandals right now about a 500 baseball team. They are about a game above 500, I think, at this point of the series, at this point of the season. But yeah, they're really in a tight division or, race in that wild card. 29 homers, 72 RBIs, 258 average, and an 804 OPS. Austin Meadows has having a really, really good year. I mean, one of their top offensive producers. That's a big blow for a Vandals team that is really looking to make that final postseason push into the wild card spot. Other news, Alex Wood sustains an injury for the Cardinals. The Cardinals not going to make the playoffs this year, but that's a pretty big pitcher injury there. He's going to be done for the season. And now we go in the top of the 9th, and, St. Louis won the game late last time. Now Kansas City is ahead here 5-4. Colin McHugh trying to save this game. Runner on second, nobody out. There's a ground ball to Taylor. I don't know why I said Tyrone almost there. But that's 1 down, and the tying run now moves to third base. So this is the very next game here between these two teams. As, how about the Monarchs? We're looking for their 87th win this season. There's a swing and a miss. As now the count goes to 3-2 on Brian Anderson, who is 0 for 1 today in this game. He must have walked a couple of times. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 91, 93 miles an hour, I think that's said there by McHugh. And fast enough to blow it by Anderson there inside. He was way late on that pitch. Now 2 down, Monster K, as Stan is going to foul that slider off there at the bottom of the zone. He's only 1 for 4 in this game. He's just not having a great series, I guess, so far. But 2 down, 2 strikes. And he is going to swing and miss at a slider way outside. Man, not a good pitch to swing out there by Giancarlo Stanton. And that's a big win for Kansas City. Not sure what Indianapolis is doing right now, but yeah, that's a big win. They're 87th of the season now. 71st loss for St. Louis. And they lost the game that they just gained on Kansas City, so they're still 4 games back of them in the wild card race with 2 games left in this series, and that really will put the pressure on them in this series going forward. They almost have to win these next couple of games against Kansas City to really stay alive in this playoff race, it seems to me. But there's some numbers. Carrasco actually didn't give up an earned run in this game in 6 innings. But Brandon Nimmo had a home run. I mean, some late inning action. He got 4 runs scored there in the last 2 innings of the game, and after the 7th inning was over there. But Farmer got an RBI, Nimmo got an RBI as well, and so did Freeman. So there's Dane Dunning, who's having a really good season actually pitching wise, and there's some of those numbers as well. McHugh got, I believe that was said his 46th save of the year. But either way, we go to the Vandals, and this is what this lineup is going to look like now. David Peralta is going to be put in this lineup. Carlos Bell is also on this team now. Called him up the September call-up period. But yeah, David Peralta, 241 average for him, 9 home runs, 34 ribbies. Yeah, that's a significant downgrade from Austin Meadows for sure in this lineup. And that's going to hurt. I mean, this team, again, they're about a 500 ball club, and they're really pushing for a spot in the wild card. And here's a look at the standings. The Arrows there and the Monarchs, a half game separates them. 87 wins for both of them. The Bees, 5 games ahead of the Rattlers right now. There's the wild card race. The Barons have actually already clinched a playoff spot with 88 wins on the season. The Honey Badgers 81 and 73. Expos at 79 and 75. The Raptors have clinched the American League Central there. They have 90 wins now. They are the first team to clinch a division title. And you look at this wild card, and you got the Expos, Diablos, Honey Badgers all tied. The Vandals and the Firebirds are right in the mix, too. I mean, that American League wild card is ridiculously close. And Mexico City is also definitely in the mix right now for that last wildcard spot. And we're going to go into a critical situation with them. They're 79 and 75 this year. Right now, the Phoenix Scorpions, 66 and 88. Yeah, they're not good this season. They're going to be out of the playoffs. But they're looking to play a little bit of spoiler here to Mexico City's playoff chances. As there's a ground ball, and it's going to get through and into the outfield. That's going to bring home a run. They're going to throw. It's going to be cut off by Josh Bell, and the game is tied. So, believe that is, oh man, who is that at the dish there? That is Kike Hernandez at the dish for Phoenix, and he ties the game in the 9th at 4. That was a big swing, and now Yanni Molina can have a chance to walk it off. I mean, Molina's had a lot of signature moments in his career, only batting .234 this season in his final Major League season. He's going to retire after this year is done, and he's going to pop it up in the infield, and it's right to Jake Cronenworth. Man, that's a big out number 1, or out number 2, excuse me, in this 9th inning. So here's Ramon Urias, who's got a home run and a couple of RBIs today in this game. Phoenix's offense is just not very good. There's a ground ball. Haggerty's up with it, and that's going to be the end of the 9th. So, and we got Hernandez, or Kike Hernandez. I like Enrique a lot better because I don't like the name, first name Kike. It just doesn't sound very pleasing to the tongue for me, at least. But anyway, and he also plays for the Dodgers, and I don't like the Dodgers. But that's besides the point. In this game, we're going to go to the 9th, or go to the 10th here, extra innings, and Phoenix ties the game. Now Tim Anderson at the plate. He's 1 for 4 today, and he's going to take a cutter on the inside corner. Beautiful pitch from Sean Newcomb there for out number 1. As you see that pitch again, right on the corner. That was really, really beautiful. That was a really great pitch. So 1 down. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. Here's J.J. Bleday, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He's going to hit a ground ball over to Simeon at second, and that's going to end the top of the 10th. So that was a 1-2-3 inning. And you see there 7 hits and 10 hits, respectively. But here's Bailey Fultzer for the Diablos this season. 66 games, he's 6-9 record, 138 innings for him. Yeah, he's having a decent season, I guess, as Donovan Solano is going to come up here for the first batter of the 10th inning for Phoenix, and he's going to swing and miss at a filthy slider that was way inside. Don't know exactly what he's swinging out there on this pitch, but yeah, not a good one at all. As, yeah, way late on that pitch anyway. I mean, not like it's a hittable pitch regardless, but way late on it as well. So, not a good swing. There's a fly ball into the outfield. Sal Frelick making his way all the way to make that grab to end the 10th. So, we're going to go into the 11th. And now for the Scorpions, it's Garrett Richards. And 69 innings for him with 5.61 ERA. Yeah, those averages against 308 and 300. not good. But there's a swing and a miss right there for strike 2 and for strikeout number 1 for Richards. I mean, if you're Phoenix here, you don't really have that many other options. This team's bullpen is not very good, so understandable why they would be bringing out a guy like him here. That's a swing and I mean, way late on that pitch. And Oscar Mercado, he is going to swing and miss at a slider there. Wow. Okay, Garrett Richards really struggling this year, but he looked untouchable in that inning right there, the couple of strikeouts. So we go to the top of the 12th inning now. Nothing doing by Phoenix in the 11th. There's another one. Another strikeout here from Richards. Swing and a miss right there. Out number 1. Now here's Sal Frelick, and he's batting 2 of 6 this year so far in his limited action. 2 homers for him and 10 RBIs. Yeah, not great offensively for him since being called up. I don't really expect a lot from him regardless, but I don't know why he's batting 2nd in this batting order. That's a little bit too high for him, but either way, Tim Anderson, 1 for 5 in the game. He's got a man on here, and Sal Frelick is going to take off and steal second base. That is his 2nd stolen base of his Major League career. Almost thought we would see his first. I've never actually seen that in the MLB The Show, a player's first stolen base. But either way, he's in scoring position now, as there's a ground ball, but it is right to Marcus Semien at 2nd. And the Diablos do not take advantage in that spot. So, middle of the 12th. Nobody's got a hit yet, actually, in these extra innings. As Fulcher's still pitching, here's Enrique Hernandez again, and he's going to swing and miss. That time late at a 4-seamer, and he is a little frustrated. Throwing his bat in frustration there. And you see the Firebirds got a big win against the Barons, who was actually really close to clinching that division. I think they're like a game or so. Their magic number is like 1 or 2 or something. But, man, we're in the 13th now, and that's an out. So, man, middle of the 13th inning. This game is going a long way right now. Maybe the longest game that we played, at least this season. There's a flying ball. J.J. Bleday is going to get there and make the play. And, yeah, this is the longest game that I've recorded this season. We are going to the 14th inning right now. I mean, they didn't start this game in the beginning of it, but this is the latest I've ever seen a game this season go. Genesis Cabrera, 35 innings, 3.57 ERA. Okay, that's decent numbers for him. 34 strikeouts to 18 walks. Those are good numbers. I mean, one of the better guys in this bullpen probably for Phoenix. Well, there's a swing and a drive. Ji-Man Choi is in left field, and Ji-Man Choi got lost in the lights, maybe. I don't know. But all the way to third base is the hitter here, and he's going to get there. Wow, that is a big critical error. Oscar Mercado, he's going to get credit for a triple there. But in all honesty, that should have been caught by Ji-Man Choi, and that is my bad there. Controlling him, I just didn't run far enough over. I was kind of wanting Mexico City to get a hit here anyway, but there's a ground ball, and the squeeze play works right there as Sam Haggerty does, in fact, get the game, or would get the go-ahead run score, and Mercado, I mean, he lays the bunt down, and that was placed perfectly. I don't really know why the game does the squeeze play a lot. I mean, that's a slider that strikes out the South Frelick to end the inning, but you know, the CPU really loves that squeeze play, I guess, in this game. I've noticed that a lot, and sometimes it doesn't go well. I mean, if he doesn't lay the bunt down, then Mercado just is going to get tagged out at home. But he does lay the bunt down, so it works in that situation. As Bailey Fulcher here is going to get the second out of the 14th. And, yeah, that is, again, that's my bad. I mean, I was like, man, this game is just going on forever. Nobody's doing anything, so I was like, oh, I will give Mexico City a little bit of a hit if it's close play, but I should have caught that. So, either way, there's a fly ball, and Bleday makes the grab. But I mean, Phoenix wasn't doing anything in these extra innings. They didn't get a single hit after the 9th. And in fact, I mean, only one team actually got a hit all of the extra innings, and that was also Mercado's triple, which really shouldn't have been a hit anyway. So, that's the final. A 14-inning, 5-4 win for the Diablos, who are now 80-75. And how critical are the victories now for Mexico City and these teams in this wildcard race? I mean, that is a monster win right there. So, yeah, Oscar Mercado, the player of the game there. But now we're going to move on. And just to tell you, the Monarchs actually took 3 out of 4 in that series from the Sluggers. We're going to show you that right here. And that basically eliminates the Sluggers from playoff contention. I mean, it's possible, I guess, that Kansas City loses a bunch or one of these teams. Because right now, guess what? Kansas City and Indianapolis are tied in the division right now. They both have 89 and 67 records. So, yeah, the Sluggers are pretty much done in the playoff race right there. They only won 1 game in that series. They're now trailing in the wild card race by 6 games with only 7 days left in the regular season. So, they're basically eliminated, but now this NL Central has really been narrowed down. I did not expect this to happen. I mean, again, the Arrows were one of the teams to beat in the beginning of the season. They had an unbelievable record in the first half of the year. But Kansas City has had an amazing second half again, as I keep saying. But yeah, there's St. Louis. They're 6 games back now of the division here. They're 3-7 in their last 10. That's just not good. But yeah, I mean, you got Minneapolis there, who's only a game below 500. But here's Dustin May to start this all-important game. And we're going to really highlight this series, of course, here between these two. Dustin May there, 3.3 ERA for him, 182 innings, and 171 strikeouts. He's had a really good season, actually, for the Arrows. So take those numbers. But there's Chris Taylor, 252 on the average. We've seen these players' stats, of course, earlier in this episode. But there's a fly ball down the line, and it is caught by Marcelo Ozuna out there in right. But, yeah, this is a big series, and I think both of these teams... I mean, the winner of this series will take that first place spot. But there's a starting lineup. You got Brandon Nimmo batting second. Yordan Alvarez. This team is first in on base this season in the National League, actually. That is a really amazing statistic. Tommy La Stella as well in this lineup. He's batting 377 right now, which is crazy. 75 RBIs this season for Brandon Nimmo. That's a career high for him. 2-2 pitch. Swing! And a miss there on his sinker outside. And Brandon Nimmo going down on strikes. Here's Yordan Alvarez at the dish here. And he's going to pop it up behind the plate as Zach Veen is going to make that play there and end the first inning. At least I think that's what the catcher's name is there. But now, bottom of the first, no hits, nothing doing. As here pitching is Zach Gallen. And Zach Gallen, 165 innings and 31 starts, a 4.15 ERA. And a 1.41 whip. That 1.41 whip is concerning. I mean, that's a high whip, walk and hit per 9 there for him. And the ERA is pretty alright, I guess. But here's Gavin Lux. 50 RBIs for him on the season, batting 241. 243. Yeah, 241. He's been okay since the trade. I remember he was traded from the Stars to Indianapolis. And he's been pretty good for them. There's Vladimir Guerrero is on deck, and he's got 42 homers and 103 RBIs. That's unreal. Dominic Smith is batting second. He's batting 220 this year, and he's going to take a cutter there for strike 3. Now, I called up Dominic Smith, Tommy La Stella, and Marcelo Ozuna as well onto this team, onto this Indianapolis Arrows team. So, no longer is Yorwin Vivas and Zach Veen starting in this lineup for Indianapolis. Those guys were just not doing well, and I wanted to kind of change it up. I mean, you get some guys with more experience in this batting order for you, and I think it's going to do well for you. That's a swing and a drive by Vladdy, and Vladimir Guerrero hits it out of the yard. Wow, down the left field line, or down the right field line, excuse me, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his 43rd bomb of the season, and that went only 310. Yeah, you don't have to hit it very hard, very high at least, in that part of the outfield here, and it's maybe one of the reasons that Vladdy's been able to be so effective this season, although he's just an incredible hitter regardless. But yeah, not out by much there in right, but Indianapolis takes the first lead 1-0. And here is Cedric Mullins, who's got 99 RBIs right now, 29 homers, a 281 average, and a near 900 OPS. he has been excellent, to say the least, this season. There's a circle change for strike 3 there on the corner. But also DJ Gregorius has been added to this lineup as well in the recent months. So I kind of changed this era's lineup up a lot since, you know, really in the last month or so of the season. And again, I've taken out a couple of those young guys that just weren't doing very good this season for them and replacing them with some more veteran pieces that I didn't even realize that this team had when we started the franchise, to be honest with you. But now we're on the top of the second, and here's Jose Abreu, and he is going to take a four-seamer there for strike 3 at the top of the zone. Good pitch there. 2-man on here for Bobby Witt Jr. Ground ball, and that is going to be 1 out there, and Bobby Witt is going to beat out, actually, the throw to first base, so it's not a double play. There's DJ Gregorius now playing second base for the Monarchs. And here's Austin Nola. 58 RBIs for him. That's a career high, and 16 home runs. He's been doing well this season as their catcher, and he takes ball 4. So bases are loaded, and yeah, Trevor May is falling into some trouble here in this second inning right now. 2 outs, Trent Grisham. Ground ball right to third base. They're going to go the short way to Gregorius to end the inning, and May fired up. He does get out of that second inning without a run allowed. That's big right there, of course. Here's Josh Donaldson. 313 average versus lefties for him. That's really good. And the 224 average, yeah, not great. A 249 average overall, 22 homers and 57 ribbies. 2-2 pitch here, 2-1 from Zach Gallen. Swing and a miss. And an inside fastball there. That was a good pitch. As here is Danny Jansen. I don't know why I said Zach Bean. Danny Jansen up. 15 homers and 44 RBIs. Yeah, not great offensive numbers for Danny Jansen this season as this team's catcher. There's a strikeout to end the second inning. So 3 of them here through 3 innings for Zach Gallen. We now go to the third. Yordan Alvarez is going to take a sinker at the knees for strike 3. 3 of them now for Dustin May through 3 innings as well. Actually, 3 through 2 for Zach Gallen. Bottom of the third inning here. There's a swing and a drive by Marcelo Ozuna into right field. And at the wall is the right fielder and Grisham there. And that's a home run. And a big one by Marcelo Ozuna. It's his 6th of the season. And, you know, he's been pretty decent since they have called him up to the team this year. And, yeah, that was a 4-seamer. That was right down the middle. So, bad pitch location by Zach Gallen right there. 360 on the distance. And that ball was crushed. Yeah, that was a hard-hit home run. Not a cheapie right there. Vladdy swings and misses. But Marcelo Ozuna, I actually like his green padding, his green like elbow guard and sleeve, and his, you know, leg guards or his shin guards or ankle guards, whatever you call those. But I don't know why he's got that green accessories. I don't know if that's what he actually wears in real life. I don't think so, but it looks pretty cool actually. I think I like that. But Alex Dickerson here is going to swing and miss at a high slurve. Not an interesting pitch to get the strikeout by Dustin May, but I mean, you're not going to hit that ball. And here's Tommy LaStella, who's batting .389. He has been unreal since being added to the starting lineup. I mean, he has been so good, and he's going to fly one into the outfield here, and it's going to be caught by Gavin Lux at short. I thought that was going to drop for a second. But here's Josh Donaldson back at the plate. 0 for 1 with that strikeout he had in the second inning. And here's a 2-1 from Zach Gallen. It's a swing and a drive by Donaldson deep to left field. And that ball is gone. Josh Donaldson leaves the yard. That's his 23rd of the year. 386 on the distance on that one. And the Arrows extend their lead. They're up 3-0 here in the 4th. And Zach Gallen being bit by the long ball right now in this game, as that was actually a no-doubter from Josh Donaldson. At least he knew he hit it really well. And let's see where it actually landed in the outfield here. And it didn't really get out by a ton. But still, I mean, hit very well. That's a strikeout of Danny Jansen right there. His the fourth of the game for Zach Gallen so far. You know, that's a really good pitch, actually, that knuckle curve right at the corner. Not going to be able to do much with that pitch. As trying to steal second base and getting gunned down. I believe that was Mark Hanna, maybe, stealing second base there. I'm not sure. But, yeah, Josh Donaldson, though, gets the third arrows hit and the third arrows run of the night. 3-0 lead for Indianapolis as we go to the fourth. Or go to the fifth, actually. And we're in the top of the fifth. 0-2 Austin Nola at the plate. And Austin Nola is going to swing and miss at a sinker. Number 5 in the game now for Dustin May. So look at that pitch sequence. A cutter low, and then followed up with a slurve, and then a sinker. So 3 different pitches, but all at the bottom of the zone. And a very effective pitch sequence right there. So now Trent Grisham at the dish, and he is going to look at a sinker on the inside corner. Great pitch by May. He's got 6 of them now through 5 innings, and he's pitching really well so far. Only 2 hits allowed in 5 innings, halfway home, 3-0 lead. Here's Corbin again. We just saw him earlier in this episode. In 113 innings, a 4.38 ERA. How many innings will he go in this one? There's a ground ball, and there's one out there, and that's a double play. Okay, a really well-turned double play right there, too, actually. And, you know, one that, at 87 speed, you maybe wouldn't expect it to be actually successfully turned, but it was. Now we're in the 6th. Chris Taylor at the plate. 2-2. Ground ball. That is going to get back up the middle for a single. That's only the 3rd hit of the game for the Monarchs so far. Here's Brandon Nimmo now, and Brandon Nimmo is going to take ball 4. So that is a walk. 2 men on. Still nobody out in the inning. Here's Jordan Alvarez. 106 RBIs for him on the season. Looking for a big swing here. 1-2. It's a ground ball, and that one will get through under the glove of Lux. That's going to score a run. The throw to the plate is going to be in time. As a huge RBI single from Jordan Alvarez. And it's a 3-1 game now here in the 5th. Yeah, that was a good swing, or in the 6th, actually. And Abreu is going to take a sinker there, strike 3. That's his 2nd K of the game. 2 down in the inning. Can May get out of this frame without any further damage. It's a ground ball right to Vladdy, and he's got it to end the 6th. So, the offense for the Monarchs here does, in fact, do something. They get on the board. Their 4th hit of the game. And Chris Taylor scores there on that play. Now we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 pitch. That's a check swing. He actually does go around, according to the umpire there. And that'll end the 6th inning. That's a good frame by Cole Irvin. And now we're going to go to the 7th here with Dustin May still pitching. He's nearing 100 pitches now. Here's Trent Grisham at the plate. He's 0-2 in the game. And let's see, it's a ground ball. That one's right back up the middle, and that is going to be a base hit. So with 101 pitches on the resume for Dustin May tonight, that is going to be all for him. I mean, an excellent start. 6.2 innings today. Only 5 hits allowed and 1 run. He was on the hook for Trent Grisham there at first base, but yeah, overall an excellent start for him. 7 strikeouts as well, with I think 2 walks, so really good stuff. And speaking of good stuff, Cole Sulser has been unreal this season. 61 innings and a 1.92 ERA. And 1.49 average against righties and a 2.05 against lefties. That's some special numbers there. Ground ball to Gregorius, who is going to go to first base. Kind of the long way, but that'll end the 7th. So, yeah, no, the not on the hook for that run is Dustin May. Stretch time, Indy up 3-1. Bottom of the 7th, Corbin is still pitching here, and there's a ground ball past a diving attempt by the second baseman there, and that is a base hit. So, man on first in the bottom of the 7th. Josh Donaldson gets on with a single. Now, it is Marcana, and Marcana is going to swing and drive it deep to left field, and Marcana hits a no-down home run to left field. That's a big homer right there. Blows the game open a little bit in the 7th inning. Canada's 30th of the year, and it's 5-1 Arrows. Well, they look well on their way to a win here to start this series out and get that first place spot again in the division. 383 on the distance there, 100 miles an hour exit velo. Yeah, that was a no-doubt homer. That ball was crushed. There's Didi Gregorius. You saw his numbers a little bit. In this season, he's been all right since being called up here. As there's a ground ball, that'll end the inning. But in the inning, a big-time swing. Mark Hanna. I mean, a lot of home runs here tonight by the Arrows. It's how they've scored all of their runs in this game so far. And it's 5-1 as we go to the 8th. So, on the mound, it's still Cole Sulzer who's going to get a strikeout there of Yordan Alvarez. And that was a great pitch. And, I mean, you gotta have great pitches to fool a hitter as good as he is. And that was a beauty right there. 121 RBIs for Paul Goldschmidt. Probably the MVP, maybe, you know, with Mike Trout. Mike Trout's up there as well. Whoa, that was a throw way high. And you saw right now the Firebirds are beating the Honey Badgers. That's a big game to watch out for, actually. But Andrew Chafin on the mound now for Kansas City. And in 39 innings for him, a 3.86 ERA. And those are decent numbers for him. Decent averages again, so he's been pretty good. And here in the bottom of the 8th inning, there's a ground ball, and Dominic Smith is going to get into the outfield and going to score another run. From second comes a runner. Not sure who that was there. Probably should, as it's a 1-6 now. Dom Smith with a RBI single. And at this point, just trying to quick manage to get out of this 8th inning. But another error. That's the second one of the inning. Strikeout of Mullins. Josh Donaldson grounds out now Marcana at the dish. And Marcana is going to get an RBI, or 2 RBIs on a double there. So, yeah, this game basically out of reach right now. It's 8-1, and Pedro Baez comes out. And 58 innings for him, a 3.53 ERA. And, I mean, look at that average against righties. That's really good. He's been very good. 54 strikeouts as well. But here's Bollywood Jr. That's strike 3. At the knee is there. Fastball. And, yeah, down to their final out, down to their final strike. That's strike 3, a slider on the outside corner. And that is a win for Indianapolis. They get their 90th of the season. And they are going to take a division lead here over Kansas City. So they're back in their rightful spot. A spot that they've really controlled. They controlled the lead in this division basically since the season started. And, I mean, the Monarchs, again, remember the Monarchs started 2-13 this year, actually, I think. Way back to the first couple of episodes of this franchise. So, yeah, this is a division that has been pretty much dominated by Indianapolis all season long. But the Monarchs, man, they're a good team. I said that they are, you know, way better than their record was early in the season. And they're pushing Indy right now for the division spot. But for right now, the Arrows have a first place lead in the AL West. I think this is the AL East in this division. Or NL East, I think. It's in the NL East. But yeah, Mark Hanna, great game for him. He was 2 for 3 with a double. But yeah, Bobby Jr. had two errors in this game, actually. But, you know, Taylor had a hit. And so did Alvarez. He had the only RBI of the game for Kansas City, whose offense just didn't really do anything. I mean, they weren't able to do much against Dustin May tonight or the bullpen for Indianapolis. RBIs, now Alvarez has 107 of them. That's crazy. But 4 innings, 4 a gallon, 3 hits, 3 walks. Yeah, not a great start for him. Cole Irvin gave up 2 more runs. And then Andrew Chafin gave up a run, but one of them, or 2 runs, but one of them was unearned. And you see the numbers there. Ozuna, 6 homers now for him, and 11 RBIs. Guerrero, 104. Donaldson, 58. Dom Smith, 13. And Canna, 4 RBIs with an 87 total now for him. He's got 31 doubles as well this year. He's having a really, really good season. But that is going to do it for me, everybody. We have only 3 more episodes of the regular season, I think. Yeah, 3 more episodes of the regular season. And then we kind of get into more playoff formats. And I'm not sure how the playoffs are going to really format right now, at least in the beginning. Like, I know the beginning stages of it is what it's going to look like, but there's Justin May. 6 innings, 6.2 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Excellent game. Sosa got his 25th hold of the year, and Baez his scoreless inning. So, yeah, I still don't really know how I'm going to format the playoffs. At least I know after Game 1, I'm obviously going to show the wildcard games in full in Game 1 in full in every single series. But from that point, I mean, I'm going to be mostly quick managing and then hopping into the games or late, and when it's, you know, kind of come late in the game. So we'll see how I do it when the time comes. But for right now, I thank you guys for watching this. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. That would be great, and we appreciate it so you can see when I come out with new stuff. But have a good week. Hope you had a great weekend, everybody. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. We'll see you in the next one, and God bless.